Yeah, right there. You never been to Happy Sashimi?
I've been there. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right next to it.
Yeah. Happy Sashimi.
Yo, let's film something today. I think we should.
Like a little skit or something?
Yeah.
But like, okay, I'm done.
Fuck it, we got hella people, we got hella actors.
Yeah, we should film like Marco like
Okay.
running
Why they gotta be
into me. No, we should film like, I don't know.
Just
We
me
should-
and you fucking fighting?
Yeah, and like you like ran me into the wall or something, like I don't know, I don't know.
Get dangerous.
I
Something crazy.
mean, if you really want to, I'm down. I'll beat your ass.
We can film, and we can film that shit.
Hey.
I'm ready.
Yo, so Drayden, bro, to pick up back what you was talking about, why do you think
Y'all them people, them type of people, just talk about it, don't do it. But I said I went in and made the track, I be stating facts, so I prove it.
But I wanted to ask you, bro, you know, because you're a teacher and shit, right? You know, you working with kids and whatnot. And, like, one of my first questions is, like, what do you think is the biggest issue with, you know, the educational system? Like, what was there anything that when you came into the job that really, like, you know, struck you like, damn, this is crazy, or I wasn't expecting this, or is it what you thought it would be, or what?
I think it's different, right? Because I think I have two perspectives. I have my academic experience as me being a student coming up,
Right.
and then I have the opposite perspective, you know, being the instructor.
Right.
So kind of just merging those two different things. I think the biggest thing I noticed was just like holes in their education.
Oh,
right. So
right.
it's like, man, you know, having a fresh group of students at the beginning of the year, you kind of want to see where you're at.
Right.
And then come to find out, you have students who have certain strengths in this area of content. You have students with gaps in this area of content.
Right.
And it's just like, man, they all had different academic journeys leading up to the point of them entering my classroom.
Right.
So I guess for me, the biggest standout was, how do I get all of these students from different starting points prepared for that next grade? You
Up to speed.
Because everybody's at a different level.
Right.
So it's not as easy as you think. I'm not saying that teaching is perceived as easy, but I guess it's it was more challenging than what I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people that I'm trying to accommodate for, people that I have to support in different ways, and every kid has different needs. You know, and you got to find out how to best serve those needs based on the relationship you build with the kid, or what they best work under.
I got you, bro. Yeah, that's got to be so crazy because I walk around the school. You know, I'm a janitor for anybody listening that doesn't know, and it really like every time I see something and then I just juxtapose that, I contrast that with like what I grew up with, you know. And it's like some of the stuff, one of the biggest issues that I have is I feel like a lot of these kids get away with murder, bro. At least at the school where I'm working at, I feel like there's not a dope enough repercussion system. But at the same time, it's like it's not the school's fault. It has a lot to do with the parents. It's fucked up. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, you know, but I know a lot of individuals that might have a troublesome child, a child that might be struggling or, you know, has an acting out problem, right? And then I've seen individuals, teachers, you know, other people try to address the parent, and the parent will be like, you know, trying to defend themselves, or like gets into this like, you ain't gonna tell me how I'm gonna treat my child, or like, you know, sometimes a child will want to be like, they're trying to label him as like, oh, he's special needs, he needs help, he needs medication, he needs like a therapist, and the parent will be like, nah, like I'm not gonna do that, you know. So it's like, how you gonna reprimand a kid that doesn't even, you know, get home and that repercussion holds no value because the parent is either not in the picture or doesn't think their child is doing wrong, or might just be dealing with their own shit, and it's too hard to parent their child how they really need to be, you know. So it's like,
I could speak to that too.
Right.
One day I saw a kid ask me if I could do him a favor, like let's say pull him out from class, play soccer,
right.
And I was like, man, I saw you talking to the principal earlier in the day, so what was going on with that? He's like, yeah, I got into a fight. And I was like, well, is that what we should be doing? He's like, nah, but he hit me first, and my mom said if I ever get into a fight, I better not lose. So I'm like, man, just the fact that this young kid has that in his head that it's okay to get into a fight, and think it's all good throughout the rest of the day.
Right.
What are we really teaching, you know, from home as we go transition from home to school?
Exactly. Dude, what about you? What about you guys? Is there anything that, like, you know, stood out to you coming out from not working in the school to, like, dealing with these kids? Is there anything that you see? Like, what was the biggest thing that struck you, you know?
I'll let Jazz go first, because she hasn't been talking.
She
got that count mouth, bro.
Got him. I got that count. Yeah, there's water right there.
I mean, I hope I answered your question correctly.
There's no right answer.
But, you know, I just, how can I say? I feel like kids, they do have a bigger leeway. A child could punch me in my fucking face.
Right. Bro, we've seen it happen.
If I hit him back to defend my... I mean, of course, I never beat up on the fucking kid. I know I'm fucking 27 years old.
But you do have a right to defend yourself.
Yeah, but then I lose my job. You feel me? I push that little nigga back.
Lawsuit.
You know, or, you know, a kid could be like, fuck you.
Right.
They could say whatever they want to me. Right. But the second that I express how I feel, open my mouth, I gotta talk to the principal. I got a parent damn near ready to fight me.
You gotta write something.
You feel me?
But how many times have, like, we seen a kid do some crazy outlandish thing, and they're just walking around? I see him later walking around like nothing happened. You know?
Yeah.
I remember, bro. If you fucked up in my elementary school, I went to Lake down the street, bro. You had Saturday school, bro. You had detention. You was picking up trash. Like, you feel me? But I don't know, maybe the parent, like, and I was afraid if my mom got called, bro. I ain't trying to have my mama get called on some shit, interrupting her at work. Now I'm like, you getting your ass whooped. You feel me? There's all of these things. So it's like I see a lot of these kids get away with murder, and it's crazy. It's like the love versus nurture, or nature versus nurture. I think we're in an environment, in a climate over there where they want to support kids in a positive connotation, positive reinforcement. But sometimes these motherfuckers need to pick up some trash, or you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, send these dudes to Saturday school. Get them to go to, like, you know, some Scared Straight programs or something, bro.
Yeah,
you know, because
and get shit taken.
Right. Like, man, they're gonna lead. It's gonna end up hurting them more than I think it's gonna end up hurting them. You feel me?
Yeah, because I think at this age particular, you know, you need to instill that fear and respect for accountability.
Right.
Which is what I think is missing.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Like, these individuals are gonna think they can do whatever they want, and then when they get landed behind bars, you feel me? They're gonna be like, "Oh, what happened?" But it's like, dude, you had no fear of repercussion. A lot of these kids walking around with no fear in their heart. They'll tell you whatever they want, whenever they want, bro.
And they have it all. I know what can fix a lot of these kids. It's like the craziest kids that need the most help. They got all the True Religion on. They got all the J's.
Right.
Kid getting $300 worth of gift cards for PlayStation Network, playing Fortnite and shit. Like, I think parents, they want to give their kids everything, so it kind of shows how they really care about them. But education-wise and behavior-wise, you send that little kid to school, they're like a fucking tornado in the classroom.
Right.
You know,
because the priorities are different.
You know, but they have everything. They got all these four-wheelers, just all this crazy stuff. Like, I don't know, it's something else. If they would work that shit at home and start taking shit away from them, then I think we'll actually see a difference in behavior in these kids. 'Cause in their minds, all they fucking do is Fortnite. That's
social
all.
Media,
social media and Fortnite. Take that shit away. They see what they really know, what they really don't know, and they can mask them for who they really truly are.
Damn.
Because all this other shit is just a big ass distraction, and that's why they acting fucking crazy when they get in the fucking classroom. They don't have any respect.
God. What you gotta say towards that, bro? What you got on that, bro?
The one thing that irks me about kids is when they disrespect their teacher. When I see them disrespecting their teacher, because it's just like when we were going to school, it was different. You did that shit, suspended, done. Now California implemented a rule where kids can't get suspended for I think disrespecting the teacher or talking back to the teacher or some shit like that. But the craziest part is that in the after school program, I'm known as the mean teacher because I won't let these kids sit there and disrespect me. I'll check them. I'll talk to them in a respectful way. Where it's like, I know the boundaries between being respectful and being disrespectful. And I'll sit there and I'll talk to them and I'll like low-key raise my voice, not to the point where I'm screaming, but to the point where like, I let them know, hey, you're not gonna do this shit to me. You know, I see you guys do this to your teacher, and I tell them like, look, these teachers don't have to do this, bro. I implement them. Like I've had some real ass conversations with my kids saying like, you know, you guys have it lucky right now. Like you have these teachers that actually care about you.
Right.
I guarantee you for a fact these teachers don't get paid enough. Teachers are one of the most underpaid profession in this country, and they have to come and deal with this shit on top of you guys doing all this. I didn't say obviously shit. I was like, they have to come in here and deal with you guys disrespecting them when all they're trying to do is better you and give you knowledge, and this is how you're going to be treating them. Like I let them know like, no, I don't get paid to come to work to get disrespected. Like y'all ain't gonna do that to me. I check them and I like strike fear into them because it pisses me off when, for the example, like the kid we were talking about in the car, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about? Like it pisses me off when I see him disrespecting his teacher because it's like, dude, as much as I understand that he got shit going on, that's not an excuse to lash out to people, to persons of authority, persons who I know for a fact that teacher probably genuinely cares about that kid and she tries to help him, but all this kid does is just be disrespectful for no reason, like, you know? And when he does that, when I've interacted with the kid and he does that shit to me, I shut him down. I'm like, look, you're not going to do this to me. You're not going to talk the way that you're talking to with other people to me. I'm not doing that to you. Show me some common courtesy and respect and do that shit back to me, you know? That's the one issue that I think is a main issue for the kids at the school, is that they have no sense of respect. Like they think they can walk around, like you guys were saying, rock around and do whatever the hell they want, and that's not right. Like you got to have some sense of boundaries. Like you're in a school system. That teacher in your classroom is your teacher. You have to treat that teacher with the same respect you would give your parents. And honestly, that makes me question how these kids treat their parents at home.
Right. Like what's going on? What's going on over there at your house to where you think this is like a normal way to treat somebody, bro? Yeah.
I fight for my dream every day that I breathe. My people is hungry, so we finna eat. I'm touching a meal and I share with the team. If you wanna join us, start rocking the tees. You handle your shit and you getting your cream. I'm getting this money and stacking the cheese, but not for the cars, not for the trees. Just for the girl, this for the dreams. The only components I need, and every opponent I see will fall to his knees. Like I just took at his feet to even practice at least. You see what I mean? Why did you think they call me Lee? Step into me in a deed, it will be the